Welcome back. You're watching Commodity Champions, and let's shift focus to Kharif crops that have also been impacted by uneven rainfall. India's total acreage for 2023-24 is down 3.4% year-on-year at over 56 million hectares. While the Kharif sowing has gained momentum, it still lags behind last year's progress. Further, a delay in sowing and harvesting of Kharif crops can also have repercussions on Rabi crops. To discuss this, I am now joined by former Agri Secretary Siraj Hussain. Mr. Hussain, I thank you so much. What's your sense? I mean, there are various concerns right now about vegetables, high inflation that we saw in the month of June, and it may continue in the month of July as well. But the overall Kharif crop sowing also seems to be bothering right now.
So I'm rather worried at the progress of the monsoon. The northwest India, which generally receives little rainfall, except in July and August, has been inundated. And Punjab and Haryana are in very bad shape. In Punjab, out of about 31 lakh hectares of land area under paddy, some 6 lakh hectares has been affected by torrential rains and flooding and silting, etc. And about 2 lakh hectares, the crop has been very badly damaged, and replanting will be needed. At the same time, in the southern states, the monsoon has been deficient. Also in the eastern states, it is deficient. Now, these are the states where paddy is the staple crop. So I do not know, because the figures of sowing will not capture the damage to the standing crop. So there is some reason to worry at the moment.
You spoke about paddy already, Mr. Hussain, but what crops would you be most worried about when you look at Kharif numbers?
The largest Kharif crop is paddy. So obviously paddy is a matter of concern, especially in the rain-fed areas of Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Bihar, West Bengal, etc., which have received deficient rainfall. But I also noticed that the area under Tur has been much lower as compared to the normal area. Now, Tur is already under pressure because of poor crop last year, and Tur prices are very high. So that is another major crop which is a cause of concern.
As you said that some India has deficient rains and some parts of India has seen excessive rains. It's also an El Nino year. How would you look at the change in weather pattern? And if we are looking at the delayed sowing, lower yield, a delayed Rabi sowing as well, is this really becoming a worrisome thing to you?
One good consequence of the excessive rainfall in northwest India is that the dams are full, reservoirs are full. However, the reservoirs in eastern India and southern India will have deficiency, which may have an impact on Rabi sowing. So we are still hopeful that if the monsoon rains in northwest subside, and if the monsoon recovers in the other parts of India where it has so far been deficient, then the impact will not be very large, because there is still a window for sowing of Kharif crops. However, the thing is that we may not have very large surplus, which will have an impact on inflation and also possibly an impact on export.
So how would you also look at the various government measures that we've seen in the recent days, whether it has been about seeds or fertilizers or coming out with tomato sales, pulses sales even? Do you think this would bring stability in prices?
I have not read much about the measures taken by the state government. In Punjab, however, I find that the farmers are helping each other. The state government has also decided that it will distribute the saplings free of cost to the farmers whose transplanted paddy has already been damaged. So maybe some efforts are going on at the state level, because basically the states have to take care of the flooded areas and also the drought-prone areas. So I do not really know, but my assumption is that the states would have already prepared themselves, because it was known that it will be an El Nino year. And for every district, Crida, Hyderabad, an ICAR institution has prepared contingency plans which are available with the state governments and district collectors. So I'm quite confident that those plans would have been put into action in those states.
Okay. The plans by the state government is one part of it. The centre also has been taking a lot of steps. We've seen inflation concerns. Are you worried about that further here? Or do you think that the steps that the government has taken already would alleviate all of these concerns?
In case of chana, the government is in a comfortable position because the procurement of chana has been good in the last 3 years. In fact, chana prices have ruled below MSP. So we have been arguing that there is a need to delist chana from the ban on futures. As a result of the lower prices, the government has procured a lot of chana, which today I read the government of India has decided to distribute at a subsidized rate. So that is a good decision. Also, I had supported the decision of the government to ban the export of wheat last year and to impose 20% duty, export duty on export of rice. So similarly, I had also supported the decision of the government to impose a stock limit on wheat because the government, more than anyone else, realizes that there is a possibility of El Nino, and despite this very enthusiastic and optimistic estimate of production of 113 million tons of wheat, I think the government knows that the production may well be less than that, which is being reflected in the inflationary pressure on both wheat and rice.
Well, yes, if you look at the last 1 month or 3 months even, we've seen wheat and rice prices continue to gain up as well. And so has been the case with the products as well. But this is for another day. Thank you, Mr. Hussain, so much for joining us on CNBC TV18. So, well, yes, the erratic monsoon and the impact that we've seen on crops, on Kharif sowing, etc. is something that markets will need to keep an eye on. But with that, that's all the time that we have on Commodity Champions. Thank you for watching.